1.
My gosh. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. We hot. We live. We back.
I feel like a new woman.
Do you? I did not think that's what you were going to say this morning after what I heard you say when you woke up.
No, I definitely am still tired, but I am so appreciative that my beautiful, stunning, handsome co-host gave me an extra 15 minutes this morning, and he made me a cup of coffee that looks like a dog bowl. It's so big and just like yummy and delicioso looking.
You're welcome, and thank you for that. I appreciate the compliment.
No, seriously, like it's so crazy what happens when someone pumps grace into your home. You know,
What is it?
When either one of us choose to just be grace-filled towards the other, I feel like it just starts a beautiful snowball effect. So I really appreciate ya.
You know, the song that just played in my head, it was, "It's a beautiful morning."
Oh.
I feel so alive. Come on now.
Your singing is one of my favorite things.
Put me up against Tom Sandoval. Who you think winning? Put me up against Tom Sandoval. Who you think winning? Is me.
For sure. But you don't have to try to get like a rasp in your voice all of a sudden. It would be like a moody singer.
Well, I feel like I would be a moody singer. That's the thing. I feel like I'd have a moody tones on my voice.
I feel like if you became a rock star, you'd be a nightmare.
No, I would not. No, I would not. I'd honestly be more of a recluse.
Oh, you would? Mm-hmm. Do you think you'd eat PB&Js?
100%. PB&Js, coffee.
What do you have? Peanut butter banana sandwiches?
Yeah. Well, tell the great listeners and viewers what you did yesterday while I was getting a haircut.
Okay, I will. But first, welcome back to We Shouldn't Have a Podcast. My name is Lacy Cavalier Carmichael. It's my hunka-licious husband.
I'm just a hunka burning love.
Oh, so we are singing this morning.
Maybe. Until I decide to stop.
Okay, well, we're done.
And I'm Jackie Carmichael.
Yeah, that's his name.
That's me.
And this is our podcast. We film, record every morning, Monday through Friday.
Yeah.
And we upload. Honestly, we've been uploading at 10 a.m., but like maybe 11 a.m. Anyways, in case you're new here.
It's been 10 a.m.
We're just trying
East Coast time.
We're trying to figure out what...
Or no,
Central time.
You're right.
Yeah, so that makes sense. We're trying to figure out what time makes the most sense. So anyways, that's us. That's kind of us. And this is our dining room. And yeah.
There was something important that I was going to say prior to that. No, somebody commented back and saying that they thought that this was like a full run production.
Really?
Well, remember somebody asked us like, how do you guys do the editing, the voice, what mics do you use, all these different things. And I think just appreciative somebody said that.
Yeah, no, that's so nice. Just like a 2-man show.
I thought about that when you were just like, it's just us two.
Yeah. That's really nice.
Yeah. Random thought, comment.
Yeah. It is funny because in our respective careers, I feel like we come from a situation where we both have a lot of people involved in our jobs. Like with music, with basketball, whatever, there's a lot of people that make that happen. And so with this, it's like it was starting from scratch. Like you and me were the only ones that were going to make this happen. You know what I mean? Like no one else was holding us accountable. No one else was telling us it was a good idea. Probably because it's not a great idea. Yeah. Maybe we suck. I don't know.
I mean, the whole thing is I was listening to something yesterday about something completely unrelated, but it was talking about how people are successful and like how when people walk into something, it's almost higher than 90% of those people quit whatever they're doing. Because like it's too hard, it's too labor intensive, they don't know what they're doing, yada yada yada. And it's like the other 5% of that the other 10% of that, like they're able to figure it out, but then there's just no like follow through.
Yes.
Or 9%. And then the 1% is actually able to really do the follow through, make it happen. But I was talking to somebody else that built a business and they were saying it took them 5 years, you know, and it's all relative, right? But I just thought that was so interesting that that's like been a common thing I've heard and seen this past week. That just good for us to a good reminder for us.
It's always so inspiring when you hear someone say that, but then you never put it into the context of your life. When it's like a couple months goes by and you're like, oh my gosh, like does anyone care?
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think like since we started this, I've had the big picture mindset with it, because I'm like, I want to do this with you forever.
Yeah.
I have so much fun doing this with you. So whether people listen or show up or not, like it's something I really enjoy in my day. And that's honestly kind of like the era I'm in. I'm like, what do I want for my life, regardless of, I don't know, outside circumstances.
Agreed.
And so this is one of those things. I'm so proud of us and the discipline and whatnot that it's taken to do it. It's changed me.
You got a sleeper.
Ow.
I know, it's a little crusty.
He's speaking. Ow, honey. You're going to give me wrinkles.
Sorry.
Thank you, though.
Yep.
I got it. Ow, no, I ripped an eyelash out. Anywho, I'm happy it's Friday. It's been a great week.
I got a new hat. Lacy got me a Father's Day present.
Yeah, I was so excited. It showed up at the door yesterday, and I was like, do you want it now or do you want to wait?
Fire.
It's so cutie.
Yeah.
And then your shirt's talentless.
Yep.
I'm loving the
sure
fit.
is. Thank you. I appreciate that. I grabbed this out the box this morning.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, did you? Well, I guess I'll tell y'all what happened.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday.
Yes, please.
Because it's pretty unfortunate. So we currently share a vehicle, and that's fine, easy, because we're only home for like 2 months a year. So it works. We're fine. But we have had some issues with our tire since February. It kept going flat, and then we kept filling it up, and they kept telling us nothing was wrong with it, but it kept going flat. So then the other day, it literally wasn't drivable. Like, it was all the way flat. And so they came and picked it up, took it to the shop. It was in the shop for 2 days, getting looked at, fixed, whatever. They dropped it off night before last, and yesterday, so literally it got parked in the garage, and then yesterday I went to the gym, and on my way back home from the gym, I knocked the entire passenger mirror off.
That reminds me, Buddy ain't responding to me.
Really?
Yeah, he ain't responded to me yet. So
I'm curious why you don't want to use the other dealership. Like, they said they could order it and have it.
Because they was trying to overcharge me.
Well, I think that you just should have gotten on there and called and explained it the way you did, because I didn't explain it the way you did.
Yeah. Well,
they were very nice and responsive and ready to book it.
Yeah. I mean, they're both the same distance from the house.
Yeah, but one's being responsive and one's not.
The other guy was responsive. He responded back. He called me back. Okay. He just didn't respond to my text.
Anyway, so I've put us in another predicament.
You know what it is when the car dealership try to get a woman on the phone and try to upcharge her and say, "Oh, we're gonna get this in chrome and we're gonna have to paint it and we're gonna have to."
I did not feel like he was lying to me at all. Like that makes me seem as if I'm like some feeble-minded, like,
no, that has nothing to do with you. That has nothing to do with you. That has everything to do with how I'm saying what I don't hear the conversation. I do believe you, but at the same time, I do believe that he was trying to upsell you. Okay. I probably would have my own interpretation.
It's kind of like a very like masculine, misogynistic like concept.
So you're calling me misogynistic?
No, I'm just saying. That's exactly what you're doing. I don't like that mindset.
You don't like the mindset of potentially them trying to run the bill up? I feel like that's logical. How's that misogynistic?
Well, you take care of it.
I have been taking care of it.
I know, but I wanted to because it was my problem. How dare you call me
misogynistic, though?
It was I didn't call you that. I said that mindset.
You insinuated that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I did not intend to insinuate that. I was just saying that I feel like that perspective is unfair to me, as if like I can't have a conversation with a car dealership and not be taken advantage of.
Okay, it didn't have any. It had less to do with you and more to do with. I had talked to the other car dealership and they told me one 40 to 500. The first person you talk with told you 900, and they were saying that they were having to repaint it.
But you understand why, right? Because I allowed him to quote me for the full assembly, and you were saying just 2 parts.
No.
So of course the price is going to look different.
The 500 was for the full assembly. That's why there's 2 different prices.
But no, you said okay.
Anyways, that's what I'm saying. That's why 900 didn't make sense to me. It had nothing to do with anything else. It was just like, why would he charge you more? Statistically speaking, car dealerships charge women more because that's a statistic.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he could be the best person in the world. I'm sorry for passing judgment on him. Okay. I will call and find out today.
I don't know. And it's like, I obviously know it was my mistake, so I wanted to handle it, and then it made me feel like I am incapable of handling it.
No, I thought you wanted me to help. I just didn't want you. I already knew you were stressed out about it happening anyways, and I didn't have a problem. I didn't have any issue with it doing it.
Yeah. On that note, you were very nice to me about it, and that meant a lot to me because we literally just got the car out of the shop, and now I'm sending it back to the shop. Like that is, and it's our only car, and we have to go on a 12-hour road trip there and back on Sunday.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
And so I just, I really appreciate it. So now we have to tape up the mirror, and it's like not functioning. And
if you see a Tahoe with black electric tape riding down the interstate,
I know we're not the first people in the world to tape up a mirror, but I feel bad.
Or argue about.
I know. I'm sorry. I feel bad. That was definitely the wrong word choice. You're not that at all. And I wasn't trying to say that about you. I was just saying like that is like a stereotypical thing of the world. You know, that they would even treat women differently in that setting, or that it's believed that about us. And it's
not believed about you, it's believed about the car dealership, Shorty Wop.
No, but that we wouldn't be able to tell if someone's like taking advantage of us. That we would just pay whatever because we're just in la la land.
It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them trying to overcharge you.
Okay, I hear you. I hear that's where you were coming from. I was saying that
I'm only basing it off of the quote that they gave you, with me knowing. Why would it be $400 to $500 cheaper in a major city comparative to a non-major city, and them telling us 2 completely different things? That's all I was curious about. It just to me it didn't make sense. That's why I chalked it up to, and we'll get to the bottom of it. It's not a big deal. We're all good.
Okay, well, I'm sorry.
It's okay. I didn't take it. I didn't take it personally. I didn't embody anything you were saying because I knew wasn't.
Yeah.
Trying to be misogynistic. So.
Oh gosh, I know it's such a poor choice of word.
It's a big word.
I know. I'm sorry.
Especially for what time is it?
6
a.m. Anyways, let's get to our New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
I got a couple new ones that just popped up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know we've talked about this before on here, but at the beginning of this year, I really like the idea of at the beginning of every month revisiting our New Year's goals and just kind of like refreshing, seeing where we're at. Are we on track? And yesterday was June 1st. We've got to get better about that. Like checking the calendar and telling people like happy June, you know?
Happy June.
So happy June.
Happy summer.
Happy summer.
Yeah.
So, do you feel like, have you revisited yours? Do you feel like you're on track? Where are you at with yours?
I said no cursing, right? I believe that was one of them.
Yeah.
And I would say I've gotten better. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think that short term I've been 50-50. I think long term I do notice myself like refraining from saying certain words.
Yeah.
That I say when I'm can be frustrated about something, or something may happen, whatever. And you always laugh when I say this, but I think basketball is like an intricate part of that, because I don't necessarily have to have a filter at work, and most people do, you know? So
that's
it's
true.
like I'm like reverse engineering, where it's like then I come home and I'm saying all these things where most people probably don't say profanity at work, and then come home and probably don't. Who knows? But yeah. So that was my main one. I think I've been okay. I wouldn't say I've been great. I want to start journaling, and I'm gonna start that today.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think you'll really enjoy that. You've done it off and on.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I haven't had any follow through.
Yeah.
With it for whatever reason, it feels like a little bit daunting at times, mm-hmm. like to sit there and write every single day. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to start though. That's been on my mind for the past like week. So I want to do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You also look very handsome after your haircut yesterday.
I don't want
your
to
beard.
Half, thank you. I did get a little cut.
Up.
My wig piece was looking a little crazy, so.
But your beard, they shaped it up too. You look very nice.
He picks it out and then, rounds it out and, does the whole thing. Shout out Seven Kings Barbershop, by the way.
Yeah, he loves it there.
My barber was actually terrified and worried yesterday when I walked in. He was like, bro, I'm so happy to see you. I was like, he's like, bro, I thought you... like I didn't think you were coming back, and I was just like, why? He was like, I saw your wife on the news with the earthquake, and he's like, I thought that's where you said you had gone, and I hadn't seen him. I didn't get a haircut when I came back.
Right.
So yeah, man, it was, it
was a reunion of sorts.
He was very happy that I was back safe and sound. Both of us were back safe and sound, but he was just like, I actually have a relationship with my barber now. I never really used to chat because I always used to be bouncing around from place to place.
Yeah.
So now I got a little home. My barber misses me. It's crazy.
Aw. That's sweet. You gonna ask me about mine?
Yes, I was. I thought you were going to follow me up. Yeah. How are you doing on your New Year's resolutions? You've been doing a lot better than I have.
Funny you should ask. No. I like this concept because it's an opportunity. Every day is an opportunity to like start fresh, but I like the month concept because I do feel like coming home has been a fresh start in a sense. And then the start of this month has been a fresh start. And I had like the word focus written on mine and circled 1,000,000 times. And that's kind of like my word right now. Like focus. And I do feel focused. I feel like a lot in my life I've been distracted or just kind of like fallen into different things. And whether it be like friendships, social things, career things, like whatever it is. And right now I feel like I have my pillars of things that I really want in my life and things that I want to be daily pillars in my life. Mm-hmm. And if things like spontaneous things or things I get invited to or whatever are going to affect my daily pillars, then it's an easy no for me. I feel focused in that sense.
Yeah.
Like I know that we want to wake up at 5 a.m. We want to do this. I want to go to the gym. I want to read my Bible. I want to like spend time with you. I don't know. I've never felt that balanced before. Like I've always felt FOMO, felt the pull to, I don't know, just stay connected in that sense. And now I think I've really realized the friendships that I value and that I'm willing to invest in. Yeah. And I don't know. It honestly, I think stems from like a self-respect that I've maybe never had for myself. Like this level of self-respect for myself. And so I feel good about that. That's just one of the like many things I wrote down, but I'm okay with focusing on just that one right now.
I love that. That's really good, baby. You've been super, super focused and I'm super proud of you.
Thank you. Oh, another one is your meals.
Oh yeah.
That's just, I mean, even if I'm not making it's checking in and making sure you're taken care of.
That's also been amazing. Not that that's been an expectation. It's just been nice that you've found value in that. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Like I like having roles in our dynamic because I just think that it is, it's helpful. It makes things run smoother.
Can I actually talk about that real quick? I did want to, you just reminded me of it's it's definitely a sidebar to this. It's not related.
I'm sorry about the thing.
It's okay.
I did not mean it that way.
It's okay. You
And
can
I
apologize.
sound like-
You can apologize later.
Oh my gosh. I sound like such a jerk, and I didn't mean to.
It's like I said, I didn't take it personally because I knew what I meant. So I couldn't even accept it because I knew that's what I was not trying to say. I wasn't trying to call you a dumb woman.
I know. That was my own projection, and I hate that I even put like that word in a sentence directed at you.
It's okay. You're just gonna get me canceled. That's all.
No, I'm the one that deserves that. I feel really bad. I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. Why are you gonna cry?
Because I feel bad.
I don't feel bad.
Okay.
We had a conversation.
All right, go.
Okay, we had a conversation. We're good. Okay, we're good. All right. It just made me think about this season, and people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're gonna go on a little sports tangent," but this is our podcast, so we get to make the rules.
Yeah, say whatever you want. I've already made a fool of myself.
I was just gonna say about roles, and it made me think what you just said was like a perfect indication of if you do not have like, I think a certain like just the overlay of roles in a relationship, at work, whatever, like nothing's gonna work. Mm-hmm. And I think that we've, for whatever reason, this year, maybe because of what I've gone through in Turkey, have maybe understood that a little bit more because we just continue to have the conversation. I think it was more of just a want for both of us to make each other's lives easier as well. But and I think just the first year of marriage and like trying to cushion that blow as much as possible. But I just say all that to say is that this year on my team, we did not have a set of roles at all. And I felt it was so frustrating because it's like I've done and played on teams that are successful, and I've been on teams that were not successful. The teams that were not successful, and I can relate this back to our relationship and how I started to think about it was, if I'm not good at my role on the court, then I'm not going to be successful. Same thing in our marriage. It's very simple, but at the same time, it's hard to execute if you're A, not focused, or B, you're not, holding yourself to a certain type of standard. And so I just felt like that was such a important lesson that I learned this year, because my job lacks so much of roles all the way around for everybody. And maybe at some point we'll talk about that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet because there's been a lot I've wanted to say. But all of that to be said, when you do not have roles within a relationship or a team, this is a team, things are not going to be successful. You're not going to be able to overcome any challenges that you're met with, no matter how small the challenge may be, because everyone is going to be doing their own thing.
You're not working towards a common goal.
You're not working towards a common goal. And I think that is the biggest lesson. When we talk about New Year's resolutions, I think that my biggest lesson of the year has come at the start of the year. And in being that, exactly what you said, that if you're not going to be able to achieve that common goal, is that what you said?
You like work towards a common goal.
You're not gonna be able to work towards that common goal because you're gonna have one guy pulling, one guy pushing, when this guy can push more than this guy can pull, so on and so forth. So I don't want to go on too long of a tangent. That just really made me think. That just really gave me I don't know. It just provided some more insight. I guess when you said that, I was just like, yeah, it's very, very true. Yeah. Like, we're a team, and I experienced that firsthand this year of just being.
Of seeing how it
drastically terrible because we don't know how to do our role effectively, and we're not focused on that.
And the roles weren't assigned.
Correct. It came from the top. It was that the head, if the boss is not expecting that of you, then how can you expect anyone else
if the boss isn't clear?
Yeah, if the boss isn't clear, then how can you expect anybody else to know what their role is?
Oh my gosh, I'm having
Appreciate that.
an analogy that I need to share.
Share it.
Okay. Like how you're saying the boss like needs to have clear vision. Like, so when I think about the world and like the kingdom, I think like the world's like boss is culture, right?
Yeah.
And so culture is like never has a clear direction. They're always switching up what they think, what they believe, how things should be, how we should dress, how we should think, like whatever. And so they're always doing this, and that's our like boss, right? And so us like as the people, we never know where we like should go, what we should do, what we should fit you, right?
Yeah.
And then you think kingdom mindset, it's like we have the boss in quotation marks, like, but God, right? Like our leader, our creator, who has said the truth from day one, has never switched up what he said. It's always been the same.
Correct.
It always was, always will be, like is right now, like he is the same. He always will be. And that is what's so cool about like a relationship with the Lord, because literally like it's we know our role. Our role is that we are your child, and we are to be like obedient and just have a great, I don't know, get to enjoy our relationship with you. You know, it's like there's so much freedom in that because we know our roles. And then when you have that relationship with him, it applies to, it trickles out into all of your life. So it's like, I believe what God says about marriage because God said it and he's never changed. I change every day. I go like with my emotions. I go with the circumstances. Like I can't trust my flesh, but I can trust God and what he says to be true, because it's always been true and it always will be true.
Correct.
And so I really like that because like it's just, it goes to show like what sink is going to sail and what sink's going to ship. If you don't have clear direction and you don't have clear like roles, and then there's no way you can be confident in that, and there's no way you can work towards a common goal.
Yep. Correct. Yeah. That's probably, that is the most truest. The truest. That is the truest thing. No, I love that. That's really good. Very good.
And that's what I think is cool about a marriage that is faith-based, because first of all, it's a thing that God created. Like it's his creation, right? So it already is of him, but we can choose whether or not to like acknowledge that and include him in it. Yeah. And it has, I mean, refined me in so many ways spiritually, because you, in my opinion, you have to have him in order to have like a successful marriage. Every time I've gone with my like emotions or what I'm feeling, whatever, or like, I don't know, my thought patterns or the world's thought patterns, like we end up disconnected or like we end up in issues, like whatever, like, I don't know, even just what just happened, right? Like I didn't watch my tongue. Like I didn't, I wasn't wise about the way that I spoke. And I don't, like, I know, like, I don't know, there's grace for those things, but it's just, I want to look and speak and think more like him, because I know when I do that, I'm able to love you better and love you well. And, there's more unity and connection in our marriage, and our burden's light. Like, it's just, I don't know, because if we're both looking at him and what he says to be true and what he believes, we do have a common goal. We're both trying to look more like him. That is the common goal for our life. And so I think that's been a big thing in our like arguments lately. They've been ending quicker because we're like, wait, we're literally going to be together forever. We're a team. Let's fight against the problem versus fighting against each other. And it sounds so cliche, and I know couples say it all the time, but until you're actually in the situation, given the opportunity to make a choice, you can't learn until you're in that situation, or at least from my experience.
Correct.
I don't know.
Love that.
I feel like I just went all over the place, but
no, you didn't.
This
not
stuff
at all.
excites
I feel
me.
like I had one. I mean, what you're saying is that lay down the sword against your partner and take up the sword against whatever you guys are facing. I love that. Right,
because like even to dissect like what just happened, like you gave me grace, which was so kind, but but like where I was coming from was like, I don't know, like maybe ego, whatever.
Your ego was you were offended.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't ever think that I have a right to like bite back at you, and vice versa. Like, you don't? I do it. I absolutely do it, and I give in, but I don't think that I ever have the right. You know what I mean? Like, it's always coming from a part of me or whatever that is of the world and not of God. Because God doesn't speak like that. And so that's where I'm immediately like, oh, I don't want that in my heart. Yeah. You know? Yeah. I don't know.
This is definitely gonna be a great episode.
This
today.
Episode's wild.
Whoa.
This is like a safari.
Do you want to talk about where we're gonna be at next week, or I can?
Yeah.
So we're gonna be in Manhattan, Kansas next week. All of our families are gonna be. All of my family is gonna be there. We're gonna have games and food, a cookout. I mean, essentially, this is all spawned from a softball game that we had in our backyard years ago. Yeah. And the game was canceled, and then my family, I guess it was Dan, Jameson, Brittany, Jordan. Anyways, the game was half of my family versus the other half of my family. Yeah. And the game
everyone's like significant others at the time, correct, who are no longer around because they couldn't make it to the softball game.
Exactly. And this is pretty much, it was never determined who won that softball game. It's a point of contention at every family get together, whatever. Yeah. So I'm very excited. Your mom almost
cries every time it gets brought up.
Or just walks out the room. So this weekend's gonna be fun. I'm sure we're gonna have some stories for you. Lucas is gonna be with us. Yes. Our nephew's gonna be with us. We're just so excited. So I'm sure you will hear. I'm sure he'll run up and wanna
we'll
chit
have
chat.
Him say hello to you guys.
We will definitely have him say hello for sure.
But yeah, we'll take you guys with us to Kansas next week. So we will it'll obviously look different.
Should we vlog the trip?
Maybe. We were thinking we should start like vlogging like once a week. I think that'd be fun.
Just to put I think it'd be cool because, and y'all let us know in the comments, but just to put some context to what we're talking about. Because I feel like we can talk about it, and sometimes I feel that I maybe am too descriptive or I'm an over explainer. So I feel like sometimes if there's like a video in the middle of the week and I'm just literally springing this on you. Now we've talked about it a little bit, but
about blogging.
Yeah. But I'm saying it now. I'm saying it now to more as of like, let's follow through type of thing where we can, things like this where we can show them middle of the week what we've done or snippets of the whole weekend, and then put that at the start of the week or put that out on Sunday or.
We'd just make it its own video,
Yeah, or maybe instead of a podcast on Wednesdays, we put out the vlog instead. I don't know.
Oh my gosh! Well, we're gonna have a business meeting with you guys this morning. No, I love the idea of vlogging. You know, like
I think people are super. I think people are super interested in it.
Vlogs are my favorite form of content. Honestly, I watch them every single day. So I'd totally be down to talk about that.
Can I buy a stabilizer on Amazon for the week?
Jackie, Michael.
The stabilizer.
This is the problem. He gets ideas. And really, like, it just comes from the fact that he wants to buy all the gadgets.
$1 million stabilizer.
Yeah, we need to get a new.
Is that going over your head?
No, I get it. The Bali boat.
Oh, okay, cool. You didn't react the way I wanted you to. Anyways,
because you've made that joke for a year.
I know some people that would appreciate that joke. Okay,
Allie.
I know some people that would be dying laughing over there right now.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
I say people, one person.
Like one of my best friends was with us on a trip in Bali, and we were on a boat, and I thought we were going to die on the boat. It was like the scariest boat ride of my life, and I was hysterically crying.
If you've ever been on
yelling, I don't want to die.
If you've ever been on any sort of big boat, yacht at 4 or 5 o'clock in the middle of the Indian Ocean, or any ocean for that matter, you know that is when the tide starts to rise, and that's not when you want to be caught. Driving through the middle of one of the most shark infested oceans in the world. So
it was very scary.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but
it was like a 45-minute, like hour-long boat ride, and they couldn't slow down because if they slowed down, we would take on water.
Yep,
and so they were like literally having yes, and then sink. So they were having to go pretty fast to stay on top of the waves, but we were being thrown around. And there were girls on the front of the boat that the skipper was having to go and get one at a time.
Were you on the front of the boat?
Absolutely not. I ran back while they started
there was
to drive
actually
off.
a girl that had grew up sailing, so she's on the front of the boat like boom, just like, getting cracked with water.
They were soaked. With a camera got ruined, like a really nice camera. And honestly, she handled that. It was Susie. She handled that so gracefully because I would have been crying.
You would have been. I mean, the fact, like, when we watched it, I mean, literally the water over the top of the boat, and I mean, it was like slow motion, like it was like a movie, and it just came down and it just
and we would just hit, and then like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, but you were seeing how everyone responds to trauma. You were seeing everyone's trauma response, because it's like me and Allie are laughing. You got
Garrett was throwing up on the back.
And then you got some other people laughing, other people were crying.
I was digging my nails into your back and like hiding behind your back, screaming, I don't want to die. Yeah. Bawling my eyes out.
And the guy was like, there is $1 million stabilizer underneath the boat. I'm like, $1 million stabilizer? He's like, don't worry. This is the stabilizer. And we're like, what? He's like, no, there's a stabilizer. We can't turn over. We can't capsize. There's $1 million stabilizer underneath the boat. But this $1 million stabilizer is not working. Trust me, it's not stabilizing, because we is not stable right now, buddy.
Anywho.
Good times.
Great times. What a trip. I cannot believe that's not even been a year ago.
Yeah, what a trip, man. That's wild.
Well,
and that happened quick too.
It's 37 minutes in and we haven't even gotten to our topics that we wanted to chat about.
Let's jump past. Let's
jump to the Kardashians.
Yeah, we can.
What were you gonna say?
No. Yeah. I was gonna say skip topic 1.
Okay.
And jump straight to Kardashians.
Yeah, we've been trying to write down topics we want to talk about so we don't forget them. So I'm proud of us. Again, focus. We watched the Kardashians last night because I hate the timing they have for when it goes live. It is so annoying. It's 11 p.m. Central on a Wednesday night.
But you're doing exactly what they want you to do. There's a reason why they did that. So it can come out Wednesday night. They can build the hype, the anticipation, and then Thursday, people probably be watching it at work. To be completely honest,
we watch it in the morning sometimes. After it comes out.
Because I was gonna say, granted, I don't know how TV and streaming and all this stuff works, but to me, if I was gonna do that, it makes sense because you build up the hype. People wake up and that's the first thing, and then they get. Probably the viewership for it is from that point, like the starting of the day until the more. I bet you they have more streams than if they just did it from 8:00 Wednesday. People would probably wait till next anyways, because people are probably already in bed. Yeah, but why do they release it at 12 is also interesting.
Well, it's 9 p.m. Pacific, and so 11 p.m. for us, but it's whatever.
Interesting.
Annoying. But
call Hulu.
I love that show. I love that family. Like, I can't help it. I feel like they, honestly, as much hate as people want to give, I feel like they are like, I don't know how the best way to say this. They exude like the Holy Spirit, in my opinion. Like the way that they carry themselves.
There'll be a lot of people that probably disagree with you on that.
Absolutely, and that's fine. That's why I get to have my own opinion. But like, they are just joyful and loving, and from what obviously we see. Correct. And I feel like they have a great perspective on life as far as like family goes and whatnot. Obviously we all have our lives to live how we want to live them, and I'm not going to agree in the same way they probably don't agree with everything I do. It's not about that. I just mean like their spirits in general seem very pure and authentic, and kind and loving and joyful. And when I watch them, I feel joyful.
Yeah, I would agree with you. In the sense that I just lost my train of thought. No, that I feel like the Kardashians give you now, mind you, if you take away obviously like their net worth, all of those things, I believe that they show you how real families interact with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that you on television, I think that that's hard to come by with somebody. Yeah, some of the things may be manufactured. What isn't? You understand? You're watching a production, but at the same
way, this is a production,
exactly.
And we're speaking authentically, but still, we're gonna turn the mic off and go live our real life.
Yeah, exactly. We just don't have cameras following us, and so I think it's easy to like be judgmental of somebody that has a camera on them 24/7, because if you watch that person 24/7, you're like, oh, why are they doing that? Why are they doing this? And those are the most watched people in the world.
Yeah.
The thing that I am impressed by yesterday, and I've just now with Hulu, I don't know if that's why they moved or whatever the case was, but I'm always a big believer in taking your platform and monetizing it as much as you can, from a standpoint of if you have a product, push the product.
Yeah.
The Kardashians have done this to a whole nother level. And this is why I say Kris Jenner is an absolute genius, because she has taken the show now. I'm side path here.
Go.
She's taken the show now. This is what I noticed yesterday.
Yeah.
Courtney, they've been trying to get her to do different businesses, and now they've found something that all of the Kardashians do.
Passionate about.
Yes, they do passion projects. They're billionaires in doing passion projects. Now, mind you, that is easier with capital.
Wait,
but they still no. But you still have to be able to have some sort of follow through. And I think that when they do that, yesterday, like the Lemmy gummies, I have not. Lemmy, yeah.
Like Lemmy.
Let me get some. Yeah, Lemmy.
I like when you do your hands like that and say that at the same time.
And so, with this whole vitamin, what?
Don't do this. I can't handle it. I'm just kidding. You can do it.
With the whole vitamin thing, they're placing it. I would love to know the percentage of what they're able to sell just by saying this is what they're doing, by having a camera on it. I really would love to see the turnover, because they for sure have analytics on. If we mention this during the show, how much more can we, because at Kendall last time they did the 818. So I wonder if
marketing.
It is free marketing, but it's free marketing to the point of like, we get to see the Skims office. We get to see all the things that I think are
Good American. They called it out. Like, I'm wearing my Good American jumpsuit. Yeah,
I've just seen so many things where I'm like, if I had an office, exactly, Travis Scott sneakers, 100%. Like all of those things, it's just one big infomercial.
Yeah, and
it's lit.
And I'll watch it all day long. Like I'll rewatch that episode. I loved it because the way that they produce it and shoot it, it's so enjoyable to watch.
And I want to say this too. Kim Kardashian being married to Kanye West and the birth of Skims is amazing, because the word
it gives me butterflies.
It does.
I'm so proud of her.
Yeah, you're proud. Yeah, you're proud of her, because the whole thing is like, even the whole like pulling the car in, and then having the fridge, like the convenience store fridge with the drinks in it that you could pull out, and then walks in to the office. It's all fire. It's all super
like
dope.
They're living in a dream. Like their reality is like our dreams, not just I just mean America's dreams. And so people can hate on that and say like, this is, horrific, but I find it inspiring. I look at it and the means of how they got there, all that stuff, whatever. Say whatever you want. None of us have the squeaky clean, perfect path that you think you're gonna have. You know what I mean? And I feel like at every turn, every time that they could just lay down and say and be defeated, they choose to make the best of a situation and take the high road and capitalize on it to give their kids the best future they can have, to make their like dreams come true. And they're providing us great quality products. Like they are changing like the course of American, industries. Like it's so freaking cool and inspiring to see. And on top of that, get to see their personal lives, like what Kim's going through with Kanye, and just to see her strength, and like they're just inspiring to me.
Yeah.
I really like them. And take out the beauty standards, whatever. You just because they do something beauty wise does not mean you have to do it. You can respect and appreciate what they choose to do with their bodies, how they choose to present themselves, whatever. Disagree with it, whatever. That's not even like, that is literally the smallest potatoes of what they are. They're so multifaceted and juggle so many things. It's like, if all you're looking at is the beauty side of it, then you're missing like the forest for the trees. It
seems too, I was just thinking about this. I completely agree with you. I love that. Kim actually spends more time in LA now than before, because before I just remember her traveling around, and maybe this is just where they were at in the episode, but it feels like she's been able to, like, from a working mom's perspective, achieve like the pinnacle. You know what I'm saying? Like, have the $1 billion business, have the kids at home, pick the kids up from school, all of those things. It just seems like she's taken on more of that role, and she's a lawyer. You know what I'm saying?
It's literally, it makes me so excited because I don't need the like
she's
$1 billion,
a real life Elle Woods,
but like I have so many dreams of things that I know I can accomplish, but it feels like it's going to be like over the course of my life. It's not like, oh, work really hard in my 20s and start this career that I do forever. It's like, no, I want to have a career in my 20s. I want to have a career in my 30s. I want to have a career in my 40s. Like I want to do so many different things in so many different avenues. You do too. Yeah. And I truly believe it's possible. And you look at people like that and it's like, it is, if you choose to. Correct. And it's mental strength. It's like mental toughness. It's like a willingness to do it. It also supports some caring about your family, like having that in your back pocket. And I don't know, I just so cool.
Yeah, no, it really is cool, and respect, and shout out to them and respect to them. I know everyone's got their own opinions of the Kardashians, but if you don't respect their hustle or work ethic, then we probably not going to get along.
And honestly, like, you remember when Kim got canceled for the, like, get up and work?
She got canceled? Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I am, like, truly in my era where I'm like, no, she's right. Like, I feel that way. I'm like, and not just about women. I just mean about in people in general. We want all these things, and we feel so entitled. Like, it's like, no, actually work. And obviously their situation, like, people, the issue is that, like, the doors that opened for her were based on decisions she made that people disagree with. 100%. Okay, I get it. 100%. But just take the advice part. Don't take it from who it's coming from. Just take the advice part and like look at yourself in the mirror, because that's how I feel. I'm like, there's so much more I could be doing to reach my full potential. And I don't mean to strive by any means, but just to work harder.
Yeah. What's funny is I say all those things about not knowing your roles and the leader, explaining your roles, whatever. The one thing that came out of this past season that I hear and I have now repeated, and the thing is that I'll never hate on someone. I will say I don't agree with you on certain things, but I'll never be like, oh man, they doing this, and they, I'm just not that type of person.
Lame.
I think that's so whack. But at the same time, it's like, no, I'm going to call a spade a spade. I heard this season, what am I trying to say here? The head boss in charge. Let me say that.
On your team.
Yes. He said, don't listen to what I'm saying, not how I'm saying it. And I think that is good. It is profound in a way. And I think with this right here, it's listen to what they're saying, not who's saying it. Yeah. Because that's where the message can get construed sometimes. It's like the saying, don't shoot the messenger. The messenger more times than not gets killed. The messenger typically, the messenger typically is the one that they're like, nah, come over here, buddy. We don't like that. Yeah. So, it's a listening to what the message is comparative to how they're saying it or who's saying it.
Yeah.
I think that that's so true. And that's something I've had to try to course correct this year, because I've definitely got caught up in who's saying it and why it bothered me.
And I know that like the person that's saying it can like either bring validity to it, because you can look at their life
for sure.
And I get it from that point, but you also know when it's like just a good piece of advice, or when like the Holy Spirit's on it. Like I always think about when the Lord asked Moses to like go and speak on behalf of him to all these people, and Moses is like, bro, I have a stutter. Like I'm not qualified for this. Like there's so many times where we're not qualified, but like the Lord might ask us to speak on something or speak up. And when that happens, it's like you can feel that from someone when it's like just a good like thing that they're sharing, you know, and they're either the Holy Spirit's on it, their wisdom's on it, whatever it is. You can feel that. And I feel like it's foolish to not listen, and at least like consider what they're saying. And if you look at Kim Kardashian, it's like, yes, the means of which she got to her opportunities, again, people disagree with. But you know how many people have done sex tapes and that's been it, and they just stop, and their life they feel like is ruined, and it's the end.
Name one.
Pamela Anderson.
I'm messing with
right?
you. I'm messing with you. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
It's like
Pam Anderson's iconic though. Don't
she is iconic, but she didn't turn her life or like she didn't chase $1 billion business and do all the like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're right.
Obviously, her path's different. I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying it can stop there.
Yeah, for sure. You can definitely let it. Yeah.
Kim has literally shown like how to rise from the ashes in a sense, and I think that's inspiring. Do you think that she's freaking thrilled that exists of her? I'm sure there's been many nights where she's cried herself to sleep being like, my kids are going to have to face this one day. Like any human, like I feel like would feel that way, but she has, I don't know, she's just fought for the things that she wants, and she's worked for them. And yes, I know she has money and all the, like, yes, 100%. But you can either sit there and make all those excuses, or you can stop with the excuses and look at around and go, what resources do I have? You know, like we were able to you had purchased this in COVID, right? They could have sat in our storage room forever, and we could talk about how we wanted to do a podcast, but like who would really care, all this stuff. Or we can use the resources that we have, which is 2 mics and a Zoom, whatever,
Zoom H6
and my cell phone, and we can do what we can with what we have, you know. And it's
in the description below.
But obviously, even then, it's like, I know people are like, well, what if I can't afford figure it out. Do what you can with what you have, and stop making excuses. That is like literally tough love era, man. Stop with the excuses. Yeah. Become who you want to become. You have a choice in the matter. Yep. You have free will.
I agree. I love that.
Oh my gosh.
Great job. Good word.
Last thing I'll say, you were asking if the sales were going to spike after last night's episode. I'm buying some Lemmy gummies. They look like they killed it. Packaging, marketing, types the
packaging was fire.
Yeah, type of product or like gummies that they're selling, like for the different. It's just so cool. So cool.
I think I'm getting your cold.
Courtney.
Maybe I need some Lemmy.
I don't have a cold.
Too. You were sick yesterday.
Oh my gosh, we didn't even talk about that. Sorry for running off the camera, and we had to literally cut the last couple minutes of him like saying goodbye because you literally hear me vomiting in the background.
Or dry heaving,
but
in the background.
it literally was a horrific sound.
The fact that it picked it up is crazy. Jeez. All right.
No, we're not sick. I think it's just our bodies are destined to waking up this early.
No, I agree.
All right.
Definitely are.
Thank y'all for listening.
It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday up. It's Friday again. It's Saturday, Sunday up. All right. Thank you guys for joining us. Do not forget to like, subscribe, comment. Please comment. I see people commenting. We read them. we are going to be a lot better about responding to them. I just respond to one yesterday. We really appreciate the support, the subscribers. It helps drive the podcast up. Let us know if a vlog would be something that you guys would be interested in. This is how we gauge interest. This is how we continue to get better. And we love the constructive criticism or just regular criticism as well. And about this one over here. So
yeah, y'all can cancel me today. I know I deserved it.
So we will talk to y'all next week when we will be in my hometown. So I'm excited. I wonder what the set's gonna look like.
We'll figure it out.
We will figure it out. But all right, love you guys. Take care.
Love
Have
you
a
guys.
great
Follow
Friday.
us on Instagram. Let me know how you're liking all the new imaging because we're kind of like killing it or whatever. All right.
All right. Bye.
Bye.